Today, we're going to dive into one of the biggest negative emotions out there, the seed of all negativity, and that is fear. The fear creates anger, that fear will create jealousy, that fear will create worry, and that fear will create stress. And so that underlying fear has many nasty little veins that we want to snip in the butt. So fear is a response from the brain, that amygdala, that fight or flight. And it overrides the hippocampus part of your brain, which is the reasoning part of your brain. And when that fight or flight happens, your body is pumped with the with the epinephrine and cortisol and neophrine, which is all derivatives of an adrenaline kind of a hormone that literally dilates the pupils, restricts the blood vessels so that you have more blood flow to the limbs, so it takes it out of your brain, raises the blood pressure, accelerates your heart rate, accelerates your breath rate, which can lead to more accelerated heart rate because the breath and the heart are connected in a synchronistic way. Trying to relax sometimes when you have that moment of fear is not always easy. If you're a little claustrophobic, you're in the tight elevator, or you're afraid of heights, or you're afraid of whatever. So the first thing that you want to do is try to relax by momentarily closing your eyes and visualizing that you are some other place, a place that you like on your table doing Pilates, or in a beautiful green environment, see the green light flickering of the sun coming through the trees, and you can hear a little stream, and you're walking and there's the ocean, and the sand is white and the water is blue-green, and in the distance you see maybe a couple of horses running, and start to create a visual to pull you out of where you are in that moment that's creating that stress and that fear. Things to avoid if you know that you are going to be in a situation, or if you're experiencing fear, are obvious, like excessive amounts of caffeine, cigarettes, excessive amounts of alcohol, because excessive amounts of alcohol is really a depressant. Doing things that you enjoy, like maybe it's a hot bath, maybe it's a walk, maybe it's reading a book. Doing things that stabilize your breathing, things that stabilize your blood sugar. So you want to stay away from those high carbs and those sugary things that that you get that moment of stress. Exercise really helps combat fear and stress and all of those negative emotions, as does meditating. And meditating can be as simple as closing your eyes and pretending for the next 20 seconds that you're a beautiful green leaf on a giant tree, and that the wind is just swaying you side to side, and you're on a hill overlooking a beautiful grove of trees, just pretending you're a leaf. So that can be that kind of a meditation. It doesn't have to be a hoochie-coochie new age meditation where you start to feel that you're Buddha's right sandal. The people that use antidepressants, there are antidepressants and they do work. They're known as SSRIs, or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Inhibitors. Can't say that word. So you may know some of them, Zoloft and Prozac. And so maybe you don't take them, but maybe you know someone that does. But I want to explain to you how they work. So inside your brain, there are neuroreceptors, and those neuroreceptors uptake serotonin. They transport that serotonin, which has a calming effect, and then those receptors disappear. They get dismantled. So what the antidepressant does is it singles out, because it just singles out the serotonin receptors. And instead of, after they deliver the serotonin, letting them go to rest, it reuses them again to keep generating serotonin. So it lifts that serotonin level in the brain, and that is what causes that sensation of wellness and happiness. So There are things that you can do to naturally boost your serotonin levels without taking antidepressants or in combination with antidepressants, because it is a real chemical imbalance that causes that fear, that sadness, and all of that. So, eating foods that are rich in fish oils, eating high-protein foods like nuts, flax seeds, almonds, fish, eggs, high-protein foods, nuts, and legumes. All of those are things that are going to help you with your serotonin levels. And of course, the sunlight. Just get out of the LEDs and just go stand out in the shade even, so that you can absorb a full spectrum of light. This is Pilates Master Nikki, and I fear when my classes are over. Never, because I'm going to see you again in class.